What's going on? Thanks, Charles. I got photos today. I gotta go take maternity photos, doing big boy stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll cut the mop off, whatever. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's get both sides up. Raining in Pittsburgh. No one believed me. All right, let me get both my chats out. I wanted to get another video out today, but I've been busy all morning, and I either was going to work on a video right now, but like, what's the point? There's a severe thunderstorm, and there's a severe weather outbreak ongoing. It's more important that I'm on live for the short amount of time I can be. About an hour. I'll be on for about an hour right now. Got to go do some family stuff until about 3:30, and then I'll be back on. Honestly, it's frustrating because I'll probably be off during the biggest part of this storm, that 2 to 4 p.m. portion, but, you know, what are you going to do? Let me look at this. Let's see what's going on here. Got multiple tornado warnings. We've got, Sati said, what the hell? What, my hair? We've gotten, this looks like we do have a tornado on the ground right here. Anguilla? I always forget how to pronounce those names. Moving right over Rolling Fork up to the northeast towards Belzoni and Isola. Gosh, I can't. And Moorhead, Mississippi. We've got a tornado warning on the ground. This is definitely rotation. Moving up to the northeast towards Brookhaven and Hazelhurst, Mississippi. You can see all of our storm chasers out here, out ahead of the storm. Look at this. These guys are in an interesting position. Oof. Okay, it's good that this is a little cloudy out ahead. That's actually some good news. We want that. Let me see if I can get a satellite. Give me 1 second, guys. Vertically integrated liquid. What is the weather from Madison, Alabama? It's going to go downhill as we get into the, afternoon, evening hours. Late afternoon into the evening hours. So, again, this area right here could experience a record-breaking tornado outbreak today. So everyone pay attention. We already have tornadoes on the ground here and here. Specifically, and I'll go over it one more time. We can see our rotation down here. Let me see our high velocity. You can see our rotation down here. This is probably a tornado on the ground heading up towards Belzoni, Kruger, Greenwood, Mississippi. Another one right here moving right over Isola, something like that. Up towards Greenwood as well. Mississippi, we've got another circulation. Looks like a pretty decent circulation down here. Heading up to the northeast towards Wesson, Mississippi, and Crystal Springs. Some of these guys, typically you'd be like, oh, you're up here, you're fine. Some of these are going to be long track, meaning you could have tornadoes track like this. Very, very long distances. Long track tornadoes can track across entire states. So you got to watch out ahead of these when you have this type of tornado setup as well. Tornado warning extension. Here we go. Let me switch this so I can hear my sound updates. Can you guys all hear me fine? Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me switch this so I can hear my sound updates. This is very concerning tornado right here. We just had this tornado extended up towards Morgan City, Greenwood, all the way up towards almost Grenada, Mississippi. This is this could be an EF2 potentially. I don't think we're above that, but you got to, let's look at this really quickly. It could be. You got to take this seriously here. Pretty tight rotation. Let's see if we can see it rotating on the reflectivity. You can see it rotating on the reflectivity. It's right here. It's right there. Heading right towards Greenwood, Mississippi. Will it reach Wisconsin? These aren't going to reach Wisconsin. This is our main area of concern down here today. I'm going to be on for about an hour, guys. And then I got family stuff I have to do, and I'll probably be off from around 2 to 4 p.m., and then I'll be back on at around 4 p.m. Unfortunately, 2 to 4 p.m. is going to be when it's probably the most active through this region. Mesomat's on. He'll be covering this outbreak all day, so when I get off, If you guys want to hop over there, MESOMATT, MESOMATT. But I'll be on for about another hour covering this, and then I'll be on again. I'll leave for a couple hours and come back. But he'll be covering it. So here we got tornado chasers all over the place. Tornado chasers all over the place getting ready for this event. And they're going to get a show, I think, today. I'm a little bit concerned about these chasers' safety today, but just because this is a high risk. This was only the third time in history, guys, since they've done these high risks, that there's been a third day high risk. Third time in history. So you have to understand the significance of what we're watching unfold here. This is Radar Omega that I'm on right now. You guys up in Nashville are looking pretty good. We do have some special weather statements. We're going to see over the next hour or two a huge amount of discrete cells pop up right here and head off to the northeast. What we want for Nashville is for a little bit more rain to move through, rain cool that air, and that'll stifle your chances for a big EF2 plus tornado. Right now, I'm still a little bit concerned. There's a lot of rain moving over the Nashville area, which is good right now for that. But we're going to see discrete cells pop up, popcorn, what we call them popcorn, looking thunderstorms all over the place here in about an hour or two. Everything's going to fire up. We're already starting to see some of it. Memphis is in the clear now. I don't expect Memphis. It'd be shocking if Memphis got a strong tornado at this point. You're rain cooled. There's not much instability back there anymore. There's a lot of, let's just call it a lot of stability back in Memphis. You are under a flash flood warning though, and it has been observed out into the southeast of Memphis. So Piperton, Germantown. I'm going to pronounce some of these things wrong. Olive Branch, Mississippi. Flash flood warning observed. And then down here to the south around Hernando and south in Mississippi. But dangerous tornado-wise, Memphis, I think you're in the clear at this point. So a lot of rain-cooled air. A lot of your instability is out ahead where the squall line is. And then out ahead here with all this dry air. That's where your instability is and where we're looking right now. Nashville, you're not out of the clear yet. Nashville's going to have to watch out over the next few hours for... You're still going to have the potential for some very strong. You're still in that hatch risk, and you should be. EF2 plus tornado is still possible, so let's keep an eye on Nashville. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green is interesting. You got a big blob of moisture up here. This should be stabilizing the atmosphere. So I think a lot of Kentucky is looking safe. I think our big concern at this point, guys, is where you see this dry air from the squall line to the dry air. So our big concern here for me would be really... I would say over the next 24 hours, okay, I would say in here. Why am I not saying up here? This is all stable air now. You can see it's rain-cooled, big blobs of moisture up there. This is all dry air. This is all instability out ahead of the storm, and then anyone associated with the squall line. So that does include most of central to eastern Tennessee. So Tennessee-wise, we're still in the watch for everyone out here. Memphis, the far western area of Tennessee, looks to be okay at this point. And then we're concerned about, of course, everyone out ahead of this squall line here. So this is still the area to watch. But anyone who's up here in these rain bands behind this system is in the safe zone now. You could get some strong downpours and hail potentially, but like strong tornado-wise, or even weak tornado-wise, it's probably not going to happen back there. You're getting a lot of stability. Salim, what's going on? Look at the Cape for the 24th in the Gulf. I'll take a look at that really quickly on my pivotal weather. Give me a second. Let's see. Let me go to the You're looking out at the 24th. Let me go to my most unstable Cape on the Euro. Yeah, that could be a very. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! No, this is out. Look at the... I mean, this is March 30th, so I don't trust it. What is this? 1 second, guys. I'll get back. 1 second, guys. I got to send this to Matt. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to go back over these tornadoes. Ain't no way. Okay. 1 second, guys. Let me tell him. Euro 30th of March. You guys want to see what I'm looking at? And then we'll get back into this coverage. Let me show you really quickly. YouTube, you can see it on the left side. I'll switch it for you as well there, actually. Here, I'll switch it for you as well there. Look at this down here, guys. Can you guys see this? Wait, can you guys see my mouse? What the heck is going on here? Can you guys see this? Down here. 4,300 joules per kilogram surface cape. This is a monstrous amount of cape. This would be another high type of day. But this is 15 days out, 14 days. This is 2 weeks out. So models are really good at seeing potential severe weather much farther out than average weather, because they're just looking at the macro level opposite air boundary interaction. But that even seeing that forecast is something wild to look at. That would be instability greater than this day, which this is supposed to be one of our, this could be a record-breaking day tornado-wise. We're in a La Nina season, and we have a Gulf that's much warmer, record-breaking right now, 1.5 degrees Celsius above average. So this is expected to be a record-breaking year from a lot of meteorologists and weather enthusiasts. So we'll see. Okay, but what do we got? Flash flood warnings, guys, all up and down behind this system. You can see here, down from basically central Louisiana all up through southeastern Arkansas, through northwestern Mississippi, and then into southwestern Tennessee. Tornado warnings. Let's get back into our tornado warnings real quick, and then I'm going to start answering you guys' questions. I want to make sure everyone's aware of the tornadoes we have ongoing again, so we'll dive back into here. Still looks like we have rotation down here heading up to the northeast towards Brookhaven and Wesson, Mississippi, up towards Hazelhurst, Mississippi, so I would get in a safe spot if I was down there. Here is another one of our systems. This rotation doesn't look as solid. Let's go. Let's just take a look at the reflectivity. It looks like we actually do have some spin right here heading over Belzoni right now. That hopefully is just a funnel cloud, just a cloud spinning and not a tornado on the surface, but it may be a tornado on the surface. So Belzoni, Isola, I don't know how to pronounce it, Isola, Kruger, God, these names, Itabena, Greenwood, and then up towards Grenada, Mississippi. So this one up here actually, I think, does have a better circulation. Let's take a look at this one up to the north. This right here, some high velocities here, about to head over Morgan City, Mississippi, up towards Greenwood, Mississippi. Get in a safe spot, bottom floor of your house, interior, in a closet, or in a storm shelter, if you have one. Let's take a look at this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning up here, and we have what looks to be a tornado trying to form somewhere around either here or here. I think it's weird that they have this down here. I would extend this thunderstorm warning up here. Let's see. Let's look at our correlation coefficient real quick and see. Okay, so this looks like a possible hail core. Let's look all the way up here. One second, guys. I just want to make sure I have a good... So here, something interesting going on in here. Let's take a look at our... We're not getting any velocities in here, which is really weird. This is just a mess of a radar. There's so much going on. It's hard for it to detect what's actually going on. Anyways, like I said, storm chasers all lined up here.
It's because ready for it. Not as widespread.
All right, chat. What's up, Fade? Yeah, it's so far on land with high cape. Yeah, Celine, I know. I just looked at that. That was crazy. One second. Let me see what Matt said. One second, guys. I gotta send him another one. Okay. Chattanooga. Yeah. Let's start talking. Chattanooga. Yes, as we get into the later hours, guys, if you want to look at this, the progression of this storm. Let's go to our HRRR and let's go. We can look at our 15Z. Here we go. Pushing into 1, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Okay. This is... I'm trying to think, am I going to be back in time for this thing kicking off? I don't know if I will. So, in 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So this is the evening hours. Really, Chattanooga is going to start going downhill 4 or 5 p.m. And then you could see down here moving over towards Birmingham is going to really start going downhill at around 3 p.m. Maybe give or take an hour, guys, because these storms speed up and slow down in weird ways sometimes. Sometimes you get discrete cells, popcorn, thunderstorms popping up out ahead of it that aren't expected. Moving into around Atlanta at around 8, 9 p.m., give or take an hour or two, guys. And then, and again, then we have a strong-looking squall line. This could easily produce... You could get a lot more tornadoes. Guys, by the way, yesterday we had over 95 tornado-warned storms. 95. Just last night. We're expected to have more than that today, just so you guys are aware of how significant this is. So over 100 is projected by a lot of people, tornado-warned storms, in a very quick period of time. So you could have more once you get this tight squall line, but they're going to be QLCS. This is what we call a quasi-linear convective system. So this is a QLCS. This is a squall line, and then you get a bunch of EF0s, EF1s, maybe EF2s along this. That's why we're concerned going into Sunday morning and afternoon about areas out here on the coast as this strong squall line moves through. Typically, these tornadoes are going to be weaker. But you can get a lot more of them. Sometimes you'll have like 15 lined up. So really got to pay attention. This, though, again, and it stinks because I'm going to have to be offline between like 2 and 4. I'm doing stuff with family. I have maternity photos, so I literally can't skip it. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would say really 2 to 10 p.m. tonight is my worry for EF3, EF4 wedge tornadoes. As we get into 10, 11, 12, or midnight, 1 a.m. into Sunday, we're going to be watching out for just very strong winds associated with the squall line, hail, and then weaker tornadoes, although you never know. You can get EF2s in a strong QLCS. So any thoughts on the storm maybe weakening as it moves east towards Atlanta, Georgia? It is going to be weakening. How weak is it going to get, though? It's going to start weakening. It's going to be punching right here. And as we get out to around 10 p.m., this thing's going to be weakening. Maybe 11. And the hope is, you guys are just in a QLCS situation and not in a discrete, SIG-TOR situation where you can have EF3, EF4s out here. I think you'll be in more of a squall line type situation where your major tornado chances will be lessened. Because what's happening is our LLJ, so our lower level jet you're getting a mass trough ejection right through Mississippi and Alabama. And then once that moves out, your shear is going to come down, your cape's going to reduce a little bit, and hopefully you get weakened tornadoes out to the east. But again, this isn't static. This is changing constantly. The atmosphere is extremely variable. So it's a moment by moment thing. Now I'm scared with all that cape around Houston. We have something big. I missed the other one, but don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about that far out yet. Things are going to change. So things are going to change, Celine. Let's see here. They're gonna start getting into some things here. Clouds moving quick. See these clouds moving fast. He's getting blown around as he's driving. You can see this camera blowing around in the wind. These winds are starting to pick up. That LLJ is starting to pick up. Oh, it's my son. You can see this camera blowing around. Here it comes. Can you do... where's Madisonville, Kentucky? Sorry if you guys can hear him. He's with Grandma out there. Madisonville, Kentucky. You guys are fine. You guys could see a tornado. It's very unlikely. You're under a lot of moisture right now. This is extremely rain-cooled air. Flash flooding's a concern for you guys, but not tornadoes right now. Really just flooding. Flooding's an issue for these areas. We're probably going to see some flood. I'm surprised we don't have flood watches and warnings. Or we do have flood watches, but flood warnings up here currently because, especially Madisonville, that's a big, thick plume of moisture up there. But tornado-wise, you have a lot of stability over you, and that's going to continue. So I think you're done with tornadoes. This is Radar Omega, guys. This is Radar Omega. I did want to put out another video with updates this morning, but I was running around, and then I was like, I can either go live and tell you guys what's happening live, or I can make a video. But why would I make a video talking about what's actively happening? It seemed like a waste of time. So I'd rather go live for the short period of time that I can, and then I'll be back on live a little bit later around 4 o'clock. The future radar, when I look for Alabama, looks like nothing will happen. Has it Whoa, what are you talking about? Well, I don't know what future radar you're looking at. I don't know. Here, I'll show you what we're looking at. The HRRR 15Z. This is the latest run of the HRRR. Okay, here we go. There's discrete cells. Okay, here we go. We have these running over. And then you see all these cells out here? These are the big concern in Alabama. These could be mesocyclones, what we call supercells. Plenty of clean air flowing into here. So this is the latest run of the HRRR. High resolution rapid refresh model, guys. That's a good model. And look at all these. Look at this. Look at this popcorn through the evening. This is at around 9 p.m. Look at this popcorn. Look at all of these cells out here. This is dangerous. This is all very dangerous. So I still see it there for Alabama. Anywhere in Alabama, guys. You have a moderate hatch for the entire state of Alabama. It doesn't matter where you are in Alabama. The entire state of Alabama is either under a high or moderate hatch risk, which is high as it gets. They can't really put you under a higher risk than this. So just keep up to date. Have weather alerts. You'll be perfectly fine. A lot of these tornado watch or warnings get called 30, 40 minutes ahead of time, and you have time to react, get out of the way, or to get into a safe shelter. Let's see here. Most of you, 99.9% of people in Alabama won't go through a tornado, won't even see one. You have to remember how much land there is. Most of these tornadoes are pretty skinny, so tornado outbreaks are scary, but the odds of you being in a tornado are still extremely low. You have to understand that. It's extremely low. It's like winning the lottery, but in a bad way. So no reason to be nervous or freak out. It's just best to be aware and prepared. Severe threat in Tallahassee. There will be. You guys are also you guys are in a slight hatch risk. So yes, timing for that. Let's take this a little bit farther forward. Looks like things really start to go downhill around 2 to 3 a.m. And I hate this. This is when people are sleeping into 6, 7, really 2 to 6 a.m. So have a way to get maybe 2 to 7 a.m. Have a way to get watches and warnings. You can go in your phone. You can go into settings, notifications, scroll all the way down, and then your phone storm settings. You can turn on like alerts, government alerts, and it'll wake you up. You can also get AccuWeather app, the Radar Omega app, Weather Channel app, and all of those will allow you to turn on tornado warning settings. That'll blast in your ears and wake you up if you're sleeping. Watermelon, I appreciate you. Whoa. Kurama. I'm probably saying that wrong. I appreciate it. TikTok on Lee, I appreciate you. Jackson. Michaela, what's going on? Alexis, what's going on? Cindy. Someone that doesn't have a name. Just, I appreciate you. Theresa, Jackson. Real. Connor. Mrs. Jackson. I appreciate you guys. IG Jamie, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. Titus. Appreciate anyone who has followed and subbed as well. Can you zoom in on Tuscaloosa? Yeah, so let's go back to our live radar. So let's get this moving. Give me a second. It's lagging a little bit. There we go. So Tuscaloosa, you still got a little bit of time. The storm chasers are out to your west for a reason. Let's take a look and see. This is not observed anymore. So I believe we do still have a tornado on the ground potentially heading up to the northeast towards Hazelhurst. Pay attention. We are still watching potential tornadoes on the ground heading up towards Greenwood and Grenada, Mississippi. Another severe thunderstorm warning right here has just popped up. So we could get a twisty boy down here around Yazoo City, headed up towards Winona, Mississippi as well. So pay attention to that. Susie with the live on air. Susie, I appreciate you. Thank you, Susie. Is Northern Kentucky in the clear for tornado? Yeah, I would say so. You're going to get a lot of downpours up here, rain-cooled air. This is promoting a lot of stability currently in the atmosphere. So I would say it's not impossible to see another tornado up Northern Kentucky, but even if you did, it'd be very, very weak. I don't think you're going to, though. But still have a way to get watches and warnings, but you pretty much look in the clear up there for most of Kentucky, I would say, just because of this big blotch of moisture that's going through there. That's going to help with stability. Leo Dog, I appreciate it. What's going on? Titus, I appreciate you. Will Oxford get any tornadoes? I'm scared. Oxford. Which Oxford? Mississippi? You guys are almost in the clear. You guys are getting past. I would say in about an hour, you guys will be in the clear. The squall line's going to start to move out to your east. So as just to be safe, we'll say the next 2 hours. But really, you're getting a lot of rain. Again, as you get behind this main squall line and away from this dry air out here, these are the areas that have to worry about flash flooding. But your tornado concerns go way, way, way down. So Oxford's getting into a safer position as we speak. Where will be hit the hardest? Well, we assume where this high risk is. This is only the third high risk, day 2 high risk that we've seen in history labeled. So we're very concerned from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way up through Birmingham, Alabama, up towards what is this one here? Gadsden, Alabama, Moulton, Alabama. I would say up towards Huntsville, Montgomery. Auburn, Columbus, Georgia is another big concern. I mean, really, let's pay attention to all these areas right here currently. But this is why we have the pink here. This is where we think we could get these big EF3, EF4 wedge tornado long tracks. So that's what we're watching. Leo Dog, Adam, what's going on? Baseball, appreciate you guys. Knoxville, you're getting a lot of moisture right now, and this is going to help with your stability, but then you're going to have a dry pocket, and that dry pocket can bring back instability. So we need to watch out really all the way through until about 1 or 2 a.m. in Knoxville. Although, I'd expect the worst to be to your south and west. You still need to pay attention into the early hours of Sunday because it's possible to get tornadoes up there still. My parents are disabled and can't get into a safe place. They will just have helmets south of Birmingham. Yes, that is best to do. It's good to have. That's honestly a good idea. If they can't get anywhere, hopefully they're fine. Yeah, I'm concerned about this region. Again, most people will not be in a tornado. Even when you have a high risk hatch, which is as dangerous as it gets, remember this is a lot of land. And even if you get 50, 60 tornadoes through here, 99.9% of people won't even see it. So so there's no reason to freak out. But just everyone here needs to understand what's going on. Indiana, Illinois, you're pretty much good through this. You're out of the tornado threat. Flash flooding is possible for southern Illinois and southern Indiana as we move through the day. Tornado threats are pretty much severe tornado threats are pretty much gone up there in Indiana and Illinois. You had some rain cool there yesterday. Your instability and your cape and everything, your shears down to your southeast and your south and east. Heard we should name the storm because of what happened. Okay, that was actually kind of funny, Lindsay. Heard we should name the storm the Bad Baby because of what happened in Alabama. Ay. What's about to happen in Alabama? This is Radar Omega. Hey Pam, what's going on? Yes, everyone. Yes, exactly. Stay safe, everyone. Stay updated. This is, there's no reason to freak out, but you want to stay informed as this goes on throughout the day. It's just gonna get worse. I hate to say it, it's gonna get worse. It's we haven't seen this thing rear its head yet. So Watermelon, I appreciate that, Leo Dog. Adam Jack. Let's see here. East of Atlanta, again, as we get into the late evening hours and into early Sunday mornings. If you're talking about out towards Athens and north and eastern Georgia, we are hopefully going to be in a QLCS situation, meaning these strong tornadoes are going to be lessened, but still possibility for tornadoes, hail, and strong winds. But you're going to need to keep those alerts on as we get into the nighttime tonight. Dalton, Candace, Jenna, appreciate you. Weather is getting bad when Connor has a new haircut. I know. I had to keep the hair out of my eyes. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I mean, you're smack dab in the middle of this high threat. So pay attention all day, please. Have a plan. That's the biggest thing is have a plan. Know where you're going and how you're going to react if you get if you're in the way of a PDS, particularly dangerous situation, tornado at EF2+. Know what you're going to do. Don't have to be like, okay, now what are we going to do because it's happening? Just have a plan. What's the timing for primetime activity today? Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be doing family stuff between 2 and 4 and like 2 and 6, between 2 and 6 p.m. I'll be back on at around 4 p.m. I'm on until about 1:30, another 45 minutes, and then I'll be back on at 4 p.m. to cover stuff as it's happening out here in Alabama and Georgia. But yeah, I would say 2 to 6 p.m., but don't think that before 2 p.m. or after 6 p.m. things are safe. There's a reason we have hatch warnings all the way out here towards eastern Georgia, and this is out towards 3 a.m. This means you could get EF2 plus tornadoes out here still all the way to 3 a.m. But if we're talking about when do we think we could get like hopefully not an EF5, EF4, things like that, we're watching like 2 to 6 p.m. through this region. So, but really the whole day is concerning. That's why we had such an early hatch, high moderate risk put out for this storm. Indianapolis looks pretty safe today. I'd worry about a little bit of flash flooding later in the day possibly, but I think a lot of these storms are going to stay pretty far to your south, the dangerous ones. Madison, you're good. I didn't even see it. Down below Montgomery, again, yes. I mean, anything's possible down here. This is our timing-wise. We can take a look at our timing-wise again. Let me actually go and pull up pivotal weather here. You guys won't be able to see it, but let me just do it on my end. And take a look at, give me 1 second, reflectivity. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. So this is going to be 18. Let me go to 15Z. Let's look at this together, actually. Let's look at this together really quickly. This is going to give us a lot of good info, guys. Let's look at these together. Okay, let me go here. Why am I having... Okay, that's fine. Let me fix this up here. What is going on? 1 second, guys. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Okay, let's take a look at this together right now, just so you guys understand. Let's push down into the deep south, southeast U.S. 18Z, 19Z, 20Z. Okay, this is at around... $4 p.m. So we're at 21Z now. So this is 9 o'clock. So take away 6 hours. Okay. So we're at around. Okay. So we're at around. Let's move this forward here. Athens, Alabama. Yeah, we're talking about this area. I just want to get down. I want to get down to when everything is the timing of all of this stuff. So we have 16Z here. Okay, so let's go 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. A lot of discrete cells popping up again. This is a concerning. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is concerning even at 9 p.m. We've got rotating cells down here. So, I mean, this is... I'm looking at when's our main event. I mean, this is a very concerning time frame right here, which is kind of what we're in, but it's lagging a little bit behind. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at this 15Z or 15Z for the first time. So I'm just trying to assess what's changed. So much popcorn out ahead of this, guys. These are the supercells that we're concerned about. Give me a second, guys. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. looks pretty bad, and then we get a whole nother set of storms as we push into 8, 9, 10. And then we could still be seeing SIGTORs, significant tornadoes, EF2 pluses out here as we get into 1, 2 a.m. of Sunday. I mean, this is just nonstop. There's really no point here where you get a break down here. I mean, where you start to see this shear or these cells stop rotating. So let me pull out a little bit, guys. 1 second. And here, let's do this. Let's look at the SIG-TOR params as well. And let me go down to the southeast. Oops, 1 second. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. Still a ton of cable. Look at this is our SIG-TOR, so you're seeing mass. I mean, if we pull up this sounding here, 1.6, 2.0 effective layer, you can get EF2 pluses. We're talking at around 9 p.m. still. We're talking at around midnight still. So this is gonna be an all day thing, an early morning thing tomorrow. Oh, let's get back. Hold up, chat. What do we got? Another tornado warning right here. Let's go take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Heck of a way to kick off storm season, I know. Tell me about it. All right, we've got a tornado warning on the ground right here in Mississippi, heading up to the northeast towards Chula. I'm guessing the T is silent. We're just gonna guess that. Chula, Winona, and Duck Hill. Not seeing. Okay, this looks like it's it actually right here. This could be a decent rotation trying to form just to the southwest. The storm relative velocity has been lagging behind. I think the storm's actually to the northeast of that. Look at that. Ooh. That looks, this could be pretty strong, guys. So let's get into our reflectivity. Let's see if we can see the rotation on radar. This could be... Actually, it might be right where that is. I think this tornado warning should have been like this. You can see the rotation here. You can see the inflow. This looks like the inflow for the storm right here. So I would take this pretty seriously up in Greenwood, Duck Hill, Grenada, Winona, and Chula, Mississippi, Lexington, possibly as well. This could end up being a pretty strong one. This could end up being a SIG-TOR there. Significant tornado, EF2+. Still watching a potential tornado on the ground, and I'm starting to see a little hail core down there as well. Down here to the south, heading up towards Brookhaven and Wesson, Mississippi. And then, again, we do look like we still have some rotation up here heading up towards Grenada and Water Valley. New Albany, Mississippi as well. It's going to be taking that path. What do we got? All right, severe thunderstorm warning. Pretty far to the north up here, just to the west of Nashville. This looks interesting. Let's take a look at this. We've got some rotation up here. This is what looks to be a funnel cloud, heading up to the northeast towards Pleasant View and Coopertown and Springfield, Tennessee. Let's see if we can get any rotation. First, let's look at our correlation coefficient. This is probably some hail as well in there. So let's go back to our reflectivity. And look at that. This looks like it's... See, again, you watch. Is there a little hook? Is there a little pocket for inflow? This could be trying to spin up. We'll see if we get a tornado warned storm up there. But anyone up here in Tennessee... Cumberland Furnace, Cheap Hill, Bellsburg, Pleasant View, Coopertown, Cedar Hills, Springville, Southside. Just be aware, it's not a tornado warned storm yet, but it could become one. I think that's a funnel cloud. It's looking like a funnel cloud on the radar. You guys seen anything down here yet?
I see nothing. Then I don't think there's anything.
Not yet. I got info that the Earth is going through a cycle. Yeah. You know, weather is getting bad. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Southwestern Indiana had a bad nighttime tornado last night. Yeah, there were some bad ones overnight when I was sleeping. I woke up to the videos this morning. Yeah, so I'm streaming till about 1:30. I'm going to be streaming about 40 more minutes, and then I have to go do some stuff with family from like 2 to 4, and then I'll be back on streaming. Matt, though, who I'm a part of his team, and he will be Mesomat, MESOMATT. If you want to jump over to him, you don't have to, but if you want to jump over to him when I get off, he's great with this stuff. He'll call a tornado warning 34 minutes ahead of time, and he'll be streaming while I'm out for a couple hours. So he's streaming right now too as well. But if you do ever go over to a stream from mine, just tell him I sent you, so I get credit. Pisces, I appreciate you. Thank you, Pisces, for the cap. Let's see. How far north do you see these storms overnight? I think the hatched area is calling it out pretty well. I don't know. I think we could get... Yeah, I mean, this is heavily rain-cooled air up here in Kentucky, which is why you're not seeing as much instability up there. So I think we're going to end up seeing strong storms that could, you know... This is going to be our pocket right here. That's going to be our pocket. So you could see it up towards... All the way up towards potentially... what is this? Is this Bristol... Bristol's in both states, Bristol, Virginia, or Bristol, Tennessee. Which one is it? But up towards there, up towards northeastern Tennessee, we could get something. Chicago is in the clear for today. Chicago's in the clear. Savannah, Georgia. Are we out of the severe then? No, well, tomorrow you guys are in a slight risk. Tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, we have a risk. We can take a look with the latest... At the latest HRRR, here, okay, the 16Z is loading, but let's take a look at the 15Z. You can see out here. So as we get into tomorrow afternoon, Savannah's going to have to watch out. Maybe the earlier hours, but tomorrow afternoon. We got another tornado warned storm. Let's go back here. Or an extended tornado warned storm. Let's take a look. What's happening here? Grenada, Mississippi, heading up to the northeast towards New Albany, Pontotoc, Oxford, Tupelo. That's just way out ahead of it. Right now, it looks like it's immediately near Coffeyville, Bruce, in Grenada, Mississippi. Very messy radar imagery here. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Maybe in our high spectrum width. Let's see. This is what looks to be the tornado right here. I don't see... It's probably not too intense of one, but you know, this has been a tornado warned storm. This has been repeatedly warned multiple times. Still only radar indicate it, but we've got some good circulation in that cloud. So again, I would take shelter if you're up there. Is this thing intensifying down here? It may be. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Just moved over Brookhaven. There's some rotation still down here. Lots of lightning, which typically is associated with the you see around a tornado as well. So still some circulation in here. Heading up to the northeast towards Wesson, Hazelhurst, Georgetown, and the surrounding areas. Our tornado chasers are moving. Let's see if they're rushing towards anything. Laurel, Mississippi. Where's Laurel, Mississippi? It's concerning over the next couple hours. Pay attention. We're gonna start seeing a bunch more cells pop up out here, so stay alert, Laurel. You're in that high hatched area. So EF2, EF3, EF4, even above tornadoes are possible. They're still hard to get. They're still hard. You need all the right things to happen, even when you have the ingredients. I wouldn't freak out or anything, but stay weather aware. You have tornado warned storms out to your west right now, and we'll get some more tornado warned storms out of this. Most likely out to the west. Let me zoom out. We'll probably get some more tornado warned storms out here to the west. Let me move this back to... One second. This should have been... What scene did I have it on? One second, guys. I need to fix this. This thing was too far zoomed in. That's better. So you guys can see it a little better there. Radar Omega here. Sorry, I'm just fixing my screens a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warning. Speaking of Laurel, this is kind of headed out in that direction. Columbia, Hadesburg. So we'll see. Again, during days like this, you worry about long tracks, so you have to look out pretty far ahead of these systems. Quarter size hail, 6 mile per hour wind gust. We'll see if this develops into anything. Right now, this is just a strong cell, but there's a lot of lightning, a lot of shear. These look really turbulent. This squall line right here, so we're gonna have to watch out for that moving up to the northeast. So right now, this is in kind of eastern Louisiana and that southeastern portion of Louisiana, approaching Kentwood, and then it's gonna be pushing into Mississippi again, up towards Collins, Taylorsville, Hadesburg, and Laurel. Not tornado warned right now, though. Statesboro, Georgia. Oh, did I just lose it? Come on, Radar Omega, don't do this to me. You guys are probably going to be in some QLCS tomorrow morning into the afternoon hours, meaning you could get an EF0, EF1, but strong wind and small hail is going to be your biggest issue. You're in a slight risk, so we have to watch out for tornadoes tomorrow up and down the entire eastern seaboard, guys. So let me show you really quickly because a lot of people are asking about out here. If we go into our day 3, this is going to be a day 2 now. Sorry. Here's our day 2. We can specifically look at our day 2 tornado risk. So we did get an enhanced area, actually. This is news to me. I didn't have time to check this before I got on. From Richmond, Virginia, down through Fayetteville, North Carolina, all the way down to pretty much Beaufort, South Carolina, almost down to Savannah. We're in an enhanced tornado risk. So it is potentially possible to see EF2 plus here. So we need to watch that. It's not hatched right now, which is good. Hatched would be that EF2 plus, but we're going to have likely a bunch of QLCS tornado possibility. Or possibility for a bunch of QLCS tornadoes out through this region tomorrow. So not expected to be as intense as what's going on right now out to the west. Interesting that did go. That we're in a 5% now for tornado risk out there tomorrow. All right, let me switch our severe back. Give me a second. All right. I will tell you this right now. Now, the worst of it is about to fire up here within the next hour or two. Right now, this is an underperformance, but again, we haven't hit the time of day we're most concerned, which is very soon. So here we go. Another severe thunderstorm warning. 6 mile golf ball size hail, 6 mile/hour winds, considerable damage threat. Let's dive into here. And we just got another severe thunder. Here we go. Here we go. That's significant. Let's first go over this tornado warning. $half size hail. This looks like we have circulation right down here. This is heading straight towards Georgetown, Braxton, and Mendenhall, Mississippi. And we have tornado chasers out ahead of it chasing it.
This one might try now.
So we need to watch this one closely. Correlation coefficient. Looks like we probably have some hail. Hopefully not debris yet. And let's see if we can get that rotation look on the radar. Ooh. There is a rotation right in here. Right in there. And you can see the hail core. So if you're in Georgetown or Mendenhall, take shelter right now. Bottom floor of your house, interior, in a closet, in a storm shelter if you can get in one. In a bathtub with the mattress over your head. Take shelter. Puckett as well, Mississippi. This thing looks dangerous right here. So take this one seriously. Pretty decent sized hail is beginning to form as well. I think we might get a tornado warned storm right here as well in a second, heading towards Yazoo City and Lexington, Mississippi. And we continue to see this tornado warning stretch up here. Radar indicate it up towards Grenada, Mississippi as well. This one has PDS potential. So take this one seriously here. Take them all seriously, but you know what I mean. Mrs. Kyla, I appreciate you. Amanda, Ames, what's going on? Close, Adis. I appreciate you guys. Decent rotation in a storm in Clarksville, Tennessee. No tornado warning. Let's go take a look at it. They're not even in. Yeah, I think we might have been actually looking at this earlier. I think we might have been looking at this earlier. Let's get a local radar up. There's some high velocities here. Yeah, I mean, there's rotation. You've got different. This is the rotation I'm looking at down here. This isn't as bad. You can see that when you get these notches, though, that's a little bit concerning. So we'll see if they end up warning that. I think what's happening, though, is why they're not warning it is you have such... This is just too clogged. You have a lot of rain-cooled air here, and I don't think they expect... Even though there's rotation, I don't think they expect that rotation to lift vertically. So, in other words, I don't think there's enough cape. That's why they're not warning it, but there is rotation there. So, this one right here is concerning me right here, heading up towards Georgetown and Mendenhall. Yes, all of Alabama is under threat. All of Mississippi and Alabama. Northwestern Mississippi is looking a lot more safe now, though. Once you start getting into this heavy rain and you're out behind the squall line, you look a lot safer. Not out of it, but chances of a strong tornado back there now are less likely, so we're focusing on this region now. Appreciate the follows and the subs, guys. Thank you. This man will dress up like his new anchor. Yeah. I got stuff I got to do today. That's why I had to dress up and get a haircut. Huntsville, Alabama. Anyone in Alabama, guys. It doesn't matter where you are in Alabama. You're either in a high hatch or a moderate hatch. It doesn't get more severe than that when it comes to tornadoes. Have a way to get weather alerts. Anyone in Alabama. It doesn't matter where you say in Alabama. There's not one part of Alabama that isn't in a high or moderate hatched. 4 out of 5 risk or a 5 out of 5 risk. With a hatched on tap. So there's a 4 out of 5 and a 5 out of 5 severity, which is as severe as you can get. And then they put a hatch on top of it, which means you could get EF2 plus tornadoes, which means extra instability, which means it's a volatile setup. Through the afternoon here. Like I said, I'm going to be on for about another 20 minutes. Then I have to get off. I'll be back on at around hopefully 4 p.m. to cover this. When I get off, you guys can jump over to Mesomat if you want. MESOMATT. He'll be covering it. He doesn't have to get off. He'll be covering it all day. So, and he's good with this stuff. Ohio looks to be mostly in the clear today. You could get... Ohio's interesting. Let's take a look at our HRRR. We'll go back down to our 15Z. Watch this progress. You'll see this push up, and you could get some spin-ups out ahead of this main moisture. You're not expecting major tornadoes, but weak tornadoes, some hail, some flash flooding as we get into the evening hours is possible up there in Ohio. So we need to watch that. This is all pushing north. I wouldn't really expect much back here, but it's not impossible. But it's just more, there's more stability back there. Let's see what we got going on here. Again, lots of flash flood warnings and watches here. So we still have we have a flash flood warning observed right to the southeast of Memphis near Olive Branch, Mississippi, Germantown, Tennessee, and Piperton, Tennessee. Observed flash flood. When does Tennessee get bad line of storms? Let's pull back out. Again, I can show you kind of the timing based on our HRRR model. This is our best model to use in short range. So, as you know, let me get this to reload. 1 second, guys. Okay, there we go. So this is another. So you guys already have a lot of kind of discrete cell type things moving over Central Tennessee right now. But you're gonna have a second push, and this is gonna be around 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. into Eastern Tennessee. These guys are running right into this tornado. Let's see if they can get a view of it.
Situations where it's like you just have to keep moving, like.
New Orleans, you guys are in a moderate hatch, and although it looks like there's not much down there, you get a lot more cape, Convective available potential energy. Cape is buoyancy for your air parcels that need to rise, release latent heat, and fuel these storms. Cape is dangerous. There's a lot more cape down here. So although you might not have as much shear, or you might not have a lower level jet whipping through as fast as high velocities, you have an extreme amount of cape in New Orleans, meaning all you need is a little bit of rotation, a little bit of SRH, storm relative helicity, down at the surface, and that cape will lift it right up. That's why they smartly put you guys in a hatch and moderate all the way down to New Orleans. You still have, I would say over the next few hours is going to be the most dangerous time in New Orleans. Over the next few hours. You can see we've got a tornado warning just to your north and a severe thunderstorm warning. These are starting to get lower. You're starting to get instability down here. So we're getting a ton of storms. Guys, watch what happens here on the latest radar. Ready? Wait for it. Boom. Do you guys see all these pop up? Watch. Now, they didn't all just appear like that. There's a radar lag, but this happened over maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then the radar looped back around and saw it. So here we go. This is what we call these cells firing off. This is when stuff is going to start to, we could start seeing tornado warns spread all through this region. All right. Appreciate the follows and the subs, guys. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. Is Matt live on YouTube or only TikTok? I think he's on TikTok. He's gone live on YouTube before. He's working it out still, but he's going to be live on TikTok. So there we go. This is the one I was talking about. Here we go. Tornado warn storm heading straight towards Columbia, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Ellisville, and in the direction of Laurel. Although Laurel, you're very far out ahead of this. So right now, nothing to worry about, but keep an eye on this. Golf ball size hail. This, to me, let's take another look at the rotation. You've got some significant rotation down here. Do we have any sort of debris or hail? This looks like... Now, sometimes I get concerned when you have a tight-looking correlation coefficient here, so this could end up being a debris field. But right now, I think this is hail heading straight over Tangipahoa in Kentwood, Louisiana, heading up towards Tylertown, Mississippi, and straight towards Columbia, Mississippi. So, again, get in a safe spot if you're out ahead of this. Tons of lightning, golf ball size hail, and we do have rotation, funnel cloud. This is still looking very dangerous heading up towards Mendenhall as well. We have $half size hail, and we have it looks like a good inflow into this, and you can see the rotation on the reflectivity as well. We'll take another look at the velocity radar. Okay, tough to see anything going on down there. Grenada, still tornado warned. You could have something going over your head here in a second, so be in your safe spot up there as well. As we said, we're going to start seeing these firing off a lot quicker now. Is Tallahassee going to be okay around 6 p.m.? I'm evacuating North Alabama, passing through Georgia to Florida. Yeah. You guys are going to be good around 6 p.m. Things are going to start going downhill tonight. As we push into 9, 10 p.m., we'll see the squall line starting to approach Tallahassee, so you'll be perfectly fine at around 6 p.m. if you're getting south. You know, you really want to get over towards... I mean, Tallahassee is still in that hatch risk. But it's a lot more safe than a lot of these areas, you know? Potentially. How's Kentucky look? Kentucky has a bunch of moisture over it, which is helping to rain cool that air, which is helping for some stability in Kentucky. But you're going to have a lot of this clear out, and then you're going to have a dry pocket enter, which could help. And we're getting into the afternoon hours. You could reheat up here and get a little bit more instability. You could have a second round of potential tornadoes, although, again, you're not expected to see that. There's a reason the slight hatch risk is to your south, because you're going to have a lot of rain-cooled air up here. So your strongest cape is going to be to your south. Still a chance for some tornadoes up here, though, later in the afternoon, although you're not expected to get what we call SIG Taurus EF2+. Give me a second, guys. One second, guys. Let's see. Atlanta, Georgia, when? Again, that's going to be going into tonight. Timing, guys. I've got to get off here in a second. I will be back on at around 4 p.m. today, so in about 3.5 hours. Mezzo, Matt, M-E-S-O-M-A-T-T, I'm part of his team. He's very smart. He'll call these tornado warnings out 30 to 45 minutes ahead of time, a lot of times before the National Weather Service puts it on the map. He's very smart. Whoa, this is a very looking strong sell. So if you want to hop over there, he's doing his thing. He'll be streaming all day. I'll be back on at 4 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll be talking about all this. Yeah, for timing really quickly. Atlanta, again, pushing out into 10, 11 p.m. Really want to start paying attention. This stuff, again, this is at around 10 p.m., okay? And then you imagine 11, 12, 1, 2 heading out here. So everyone pay attention out here, okay? Really quickly before I get off, and then I'll be back on in a little bit. But this is a concerning look. Tornado on the ground, potentially heading up towards Columbia, Mississippi, up towards Laurel and Collins. Pay attention, Taylorsville. That's far out ahead, but again, a lot of these are going to be long track potentially. And then you have another potential tornado on the ground heading towards Forest, Morton, Puckett, Mendenhall, Georgetown, Mississippi. Another one headed towards Grenada, Bruce, Water Valley, and then a potential, let's see, let me get into, we've got rotation, some pretty strong rotation right here to the north of Yazoo City, however you pronounce it, heading up towards Lexington, Winona, Duck Hill as well. So, and down here is concerning too. This is concerning. I don't know if this is the one. I think this is lagging, but again, heading up towards Tylertown. I think that's lagging. I think it's farther up to the northeast. But this actually maybe not. I think that's another. This is going to be another tornado warning cell. Right to this is out to the northwest of New Orleans, heading up towards Kentwood and Franklinton. I got to get off, guys. I'll be back on at around 4 p.m. If you want to go jump in, Mesomat stream. That's MESOMATT, MESOMATT. Tell them I sent you, and I'll be back on a little bit later. Guys, everyone stay safe, stay alert. I'll be back on later again, hopefully around 4 p.m., and I'll see you guys then.